What's up, guys? Hey, this is Rick. I'm a financial coach. I'm the owner of Debt Free Mafia. And again, I'm so thankful that you stopped by to check out this video. Today, we wanted to talk about why right now is such a good time to start your emergency fund if you don't have one. I want to talk about that and why it's important to get that going as soon as possible. So, guys, if you are new to the Debt Free Mafia, if you want to be a part of the Mafia, I'd love to have you go ahead and hit subscribe. If you're into debt-free lifestyle, if you're into leaving a legacy to your children's children, if you like the mindset of being debt-free, go ahead and join us, hit subscribe, hit the like button. We'd love to have you here. But I wanted to jump into this. Why is right now such a good time to start your emergency fund? We talked about not too long ago how there is an impending economic crash coming. Some say it's going to happen tomorrow. Some say it's going to happen 3 years from now, maybe even 5 years from now. There's no telling, really. The market always does go up and down. However, it seems to be at an accelerated rate right now because of inflation. We'll wait and see what happens. However, my goal is not to worry about that. My goal is to help you out and help you get prepared for that. So one of the best ways to get prepared for an economic crash is to have an emergency fund. In the 2008 housing crisis, I think unemployment peaked at about, I think it was around 16%, so it more than doubled what it normally is during that time. A lot of people are saying that this next recession could be worse because of inflation being so high right now. Unemployment could be as high as 30-something%, which is nuts. And I think that would be a very, very long road to recovery at that point. However, one thing that we really want to focus on is what you need to do to prepare, and that is the emergency fund is one of the best ways. I have a whole nother video that talks about different things you could be doing besides just an emergency fund. But I want to talk about specifically why the emergency fund is great to start on today. Today is, July 8th, 2021. So emergency fund's always going to be important, but I wanted to talk about specifically today why it's important. One of the biggest causes to poverty, or maybe not even poverty, but the biggest hindrances to wealth for millennials, and it's going to be the same for Gen Z, is student loan debt. It's just been an absolutely crusher to all millennials. Millennials only have half the wealth that baby boomers had at the same exact age as us. And if you look at the data, if you go back to 1989, which is about the same time that the average boomer was our age right now, they literally had twice the wealth when looking at the entire economy. When it was in 1989, they had twice the wealth millennials have, or twice the share of wealth in America that millennials had right now. Sorry, I had such a hard time explaining that. But essentially, we're way behind. And the number one culprit, according to all the research on that, was student loans. College is way more expensive in proportion now than what it was even 10 years ago, and especially 20 years ago. Also, the average salary coming out of college has really, really started to level off, especially in the last 20 years, right? So you're really not getting the bang for buck that you were getting. And a lot of us felt pressured into going to college because it was the only way to get a good job, right? There was that mentality, and it comes from a generation that really, really benefited from college. So when your parents say that college is important, that's true. It was very important for them. And I'm not sitting here bashing college because, for example, my sister-in-law is a physician assistant. I get in trouble for saying that wrong. Or actually, I think that she's changed titles now. But anyways, she had to go to school, right? I want my medical professionals and my engineers and financial professionals like CPAs. I want them to go through school, right? I'm super happy that they went through school and had a college degree. However, I went to school and got a business degree, and my marketing professor was 80 years old and taught methods from the 60s, which had zero relevance to how marketing is done now. If I could go back, I would tell that whole school we need to focus on how to do ads, Facebook ads, how to properly negotiate The fact that I left business school and nobody taught you how to negotiate a salary is absolutely mind-boggling, right? I just didn't feel prepared for life. I felt like there was some good tidbits in there, and I got the general idea of what I should be doing in business and like a profit and loss statement. That was all good. However, I think all in all, luckily I had a scholarship that paid for all my tuition. But at the end of the day, I was like, man, I don't think this was worth $40,000. I've learned a lot more from a handful of books than I ever did college. So, and I'm not trying to bash college. I'm just saying it's not worth the cost in a lot of cases, like it used to be. And it's really prominent now with how far behind millennials are. And so you're probably saying, how does this all relate to emergency fund? Well, emergency funds are in deferment through the end of September, I believe. I have federal student aid. It says, yeah, so there's 0% interest rate through September 30th. So starting in October, we're gonna have to start paying our student loans with interest, right? So I'm saying, if you do not have that emergency fund set up for yourself, again, what I recommend is $1,000 to $2,000 to start off. And I'm okay if you want to wait until these student loans kick in. I want you to be paying on your other loans, obviously, but I'm okay if you wanted to wait till these student loans kick in to continue padding up that emergency fund. My goals, what I usually tell most people, is 3 to 6 months, which is pretty standard. Most people see that fair. I would say 3 months if you're in a really secure job industry, like say teacher, nurse. What are some other good ones? Like if you're like a plumber, just if you're like in a really steady market and your job doesn't see a whole lot of fluctuation. However, I live in the oil field, and anybody that I work with as a client who is in the oil field, I always tell them, hey, let's go 6 months. I know that it's gonna stink because you're gonna have to save up longer. However, when you get laid off, which is kind of a mentality around here, it's not if you get laid off here in the oil field, it's when you get laid off. That 6 months emergency fund is really gonna pay off. So right now is a really good time to kind of pad that while we wait on these student loans to kick back in. And as soon as they kick back in again here at the Debt Free Mafia, we're gonna get aggressive with those and pay them off smallest to largest. So guys, that's really why I'm just encouraging you with these 0% interest on these student loans. Let's pad that emergency fund. Again, with our potential economic bust coming, it would be better for you to have that money stashed aside and then not. Best case scenario, that the economic crash does come and it's not that big of a deal, right? It's not as massive as 2008. I'd like to be an optimist there. I'm hoping for that. But again, at the same time, I want to prepare for the worst, hope for the best, right? And you've probably heard that. But let me know below. Are you a fan of emergency funds? Do you have your emergency fund funded? Do you have student loans that you're taking advantage of the 0% interest rate on right now? Let me know. I'd love to kind of talk with you about that, or just at least exchange a little bit of chat with you, just because I'm curious. Also, again, if you're not part of the Debt Free Mafia, I'd love for you to be a part of it. Hit subscribe. Love for you to be here. We're building an awesome community here, slowly but surely. But everybody that's here has been awesome. Again, if you don't mind hitting the like button, this helps me get put over in that recommended video section that's on your right. That really helps me out because I really want to grow this channel and grow this community to be helpful. If you didn't know, we're going to do a t-shirt giveaway once we hit 100 subscribers. So if you don't mind, share this video with some folks. Tell them to go subscribe. That way we can get to that 100 subscribers and I can do that video. We'll do a video, t-shirt giveaway on a video. That'll be upcoming once we hit 100 subscribers. So thankful for you guys again. Thanks for stopping by.